world is not fair. Like
Men and women are different.
That man is going to get up and go through stress every day and face the challenges of the world while you have a pretty cush life. Men have always slept with multiple women. It's not fair. It's bullshit. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. I know it's not a good thing to say, but it is absolutely true. And you are at the top of your sexual marketplace value. And
how old are you?
There's going to be,
24.
she's 24.
Am I past it? Yeah.
You're not at 30 where you're out of time and you want to have children and you're absolutely in love with a man and he loves you in every way and you feel safe around him. You're not in that position yet, so you can't see an outcome where you would give a little to take a little back. And I'm cool with that. But I will tell you this, when you get up higher in age and the clock's ticking and that man's good to you and you trust him and you feel safe around him and he's truly your best friend and you look up to him and admire him, then you might think differently about how you feel now. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just telling you that your opinion might change in time.
Sure. My point was in response to his, which is, would I have a problem with the asymmetry of wanting a woman with a low body count while having a high one? Mm-hmm. And I would, because what I consider a valid reason for preferring a partner with a low body count is that it's better for pair bonding. You're less likely, if you don't have that propensity to seek novelty, you're less likely to stray. People who are more promiscuous, they tend to be more unfaithful.
When women have slept with over 20 men, it's like a 17% chance that she's still happy in a marriage. For men, it does not show that drop off. Beauty is not is subjective, it is objective.
Or let's stay on topic. So my point was that like when both partners are virgins, there's a higher, like the pair bonding is more intense.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So
yeah, but you're not going to be attracted to a man that's a virgin.
Yeah, that's the other problem. Yeah.
But guys typically, when they talk about body count, their ideal body count is 0 in a woman. So I was giving you the converse.
Uneducated guys who don't fuck.
Yeah, those guys don't have sex. Look, you want a low body count. I'll say a single digit number is probably what you're looking for as a man.
I'm not even saying I'm looking for that. Like I said, I don't think you can deduce selectiveness from a number because context matters. You could have gone through a breakup and been traumatized and maybe fucked 80 people in 1 week, but then you were abstinent for 6 years.
I'd say that was a broken bird.
Still makes you a hoe.
That's a broken bird.
Go ahead. I got one, but go ahead. Let her go.
Okay, I just think... Okay, you're overcomplicating things. Again, everyone's overcomplicating things. I don't think anyone wants to sleep with a woman or settle down with a woman who has 80 bodies. That's disgusting. Most people, if they hear that you have 80 bodies, they'll be like, I bet she fucking has it.
When a woman, it seems like she's easy or she's had 80 bodies or she has children from another man, there is a hesitation in men that is instinctual. And the reason for that is because that woman represents a bad bet for his paternity. That's why the body count matters to guys, and it doesn't matter quite as much to women. If a guy knows his way around your body better than you do, you know he fucks. You know that he has been rewarded by other women who have had sex with him in the past enough so he has the experience to know what he's doing in the bedroom. The reason why promiscuity works one way for men and it does not work for women is because of that paternity, ascertaining whether or not the child is his child. It's been in our biological, evolutionary, innate interests to know or to try to ascertain whether or not the baby is our baby. So that's why men mate guard. That's why when women and men get jealous because of infidelity, men tend to focus on the physical act. Did you have sex with him in the bathroom? Did he come? Did he have a bigger dick than I did? Did you get off? Those are the particulars that guys want to know when infidelity takes place. When a woman gets jealous because of infidelity, it's, do you love her? Am I losing my investment? Is my long-term security with this guy, is that in danger? That's where that jealousy comes from. So there's differences because men and women are different and we have different priorities when it comes to reproduction as well as family creation as well. So when we're talking about 80 bodies, when you say, hey, I've had 80 guys, that's a pool of 80 men in which one of those guys, or probably some of those guys, could have been the guy that you can't get over. Or maybe he's the guy that whether he did or he didn't doesn't make any difference, but he's still thinking like on a hindbrain, lizard brain level that there's a possibility that she was impregnated by one of these guys and she can't get over that guy. You're a bad bet for my paternity.
Well, if guys' main prerogative is to like spread their seed, then why is it they're looking for women who are on birth control?
You don't get society, you don't get social construction without biology first that drives that.
Yeah, I think you're over-intellectualizing a lot of this. Like like you said, it could be boiled down to biology.
That's not a response.
What people will do is they'll say, this man is just what is this, a small dick energy or whatever thing that they have to say to make or denigrate men for having some sort of preference. And the reality is these things happen because men have 17 times as much testosterone as women. And throughout our evolutionary history, we are the ones that were the disposable gender. And because of that, we compete with other men for women. The men who make it to the top throughout history have had more sexual partners. That's just the way that it's been. It's not an excuse. If you have every right to think it's wrong if you want to think it's wrong, but it's not hypocritical because we're different. If you and I were to join the Marine Corps, I have to do more push-ups than you because the world is different for men than it is for women. If you and I were to join the fire department, I have to do more pull-ups than you because men and women are different. And so in this case, it's the same thing. I am not sure of the paternity of the child, of your child, but you always are. And because of that reason, your body count will always matter more than mine. That's just a function of biology.
You wouldn't want your girlfriend to be fucking 10 guys at once because you weren't able to discern it. If a girl fucked 80 guys 10 years ago and has been abstinent still, how does that justification apply?
The reason why men cheat is not because they don't like the girls. For us, like when you sleep with a guy, we're emotionally invested. For a guy, he's not emotionally invested into us. Most of the time, it's just the heat of the moment. And then the next morning after, you know, that one night stand, there's that post nut clarity that he feels like he doesn't see a life with you.
That's the oxytocin kicking in.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, he doesn't see a life with you, and he doesn't see you as a partner or relationship or anything.
For her, it's oxytocin.
And
for him, it's tryptophan.
And for a female, it's, you know, for guys, it's all performance. It's performance based. For females, we don't really do as much during, like, you know, when we're on the bed.
Men already disregard that biological need when they fuck with a condom on, because if if their goal is to spread their seed, because that's what the biological instinct is.
Most people who are having sex, it's more for it's like casual.
It's recreational.
It's recreational. Yes. For example, a guy who has a high body count, you object to him desiring a partner who has a low body count.
But then how come short women can desire tall men? Is that what you were going to ask?
Is it wrong to desire things in a partner that you yourself do not possess? You objected to, for example, a guy who has a high body count desiring a woman with a low body count.
Yes, in that specific instance, but I'm not making the generalization that you can't want something that you personally lack.
The probability of the person you marrying being a virgin is infinitesimally low. You understand that?
Why? I thought guys are more often virgins than girls. It's way harder for guys to get laid.
No, I agree with that. You won't be attracted to him. No matter what you tell us about your energy and the connection and the chemistry, no offense, like I just don't believe that you fully understand what you're attracted to. I think later on, once you come to the realization that you keep finding these certain individuals attractive for certain reasons, and those reasons have to do with hypergamy, you're going to come to the realization that the things that cause those men to be virgins are the reasons why you won't be attracted to them. And the likelihood of you finding a man that you have chemistry with, it's far more likely with a man who is attractive to the opposite sex. So the likelihood of you finding a dude who is also a virgin it becomes progressively lower, and probably lower the longer you wait. It becomes progressively lower.
The reason why they're fucking you with condoms, not you specifically, but in general, is because you've made yourself so easy. Like, they don't want to fuck someone who might give them gonorrhea, in my opinion.
Do you think that's going to happen for you?
Marrying a virgin guy?
Yeah.
It's not, yeah.
No, I don't care. Like I said, I don't conflate selectiveness with body count. I've reiterated that several times.
Okay.
That I don't value the guy being a virgin. I want someone who's selective and has high standards. Because to me, that's what correlates with infidelity.
If you date a man, would you expect that all the women that he had slept with would be at your level or higher?
Oh, that's not even technically what I meant by selectiveness. I more so don't want to date a guy who's so horny and down bad that he gets like one DM from a girl and he jumps on it. Does that make sense? So that's what I judge fidelity on. That's like the parameter I use, not body count.
Women desire traits in men all the time that they don't possess themselves. They want a guy who's funny, but they're not funny. They want a guy who's rich, but she's not rich. They want a guy who's charismatic, but she's not charismatic. So, I mean, I think it's both men and women desire traits in partners that they themselves don't possess. If I prefer a woman with a low body count, isn't that a preference?
It is, but you know the sphere we're referring to, the red pill sphere, they'll say that's an objective
A man who has
virtue.
never...
How about this double standard? I know several men, and I have several clients that are under 6 feet tall, and they don't get chosen by women, shockingly. Some of them they have a harder time with women than taller men. That preference is also based in evolution, and we as men are fully aware of it. Do you think that's also a double standard that women have towards men?
do women create a culture of podcasting and memes ridiculing men who are under 6 feet tall?
Yes.
Do I tell
Whoa,
a 5'10" guy is low
Yes.
value?
Yes.
In retaliation.
Yeah. And you look at dating apps, they show Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. They show a distribution of what women find attractive, and 6'3" is actually the prime number. Once you get above 6'3", 6'6", it actually starts to drop. At 6 feet tall, you're still really high. It goes 6 feet, and at 5'11", it plummets. I hear women all the time. I listen to women talk all the time, and one of the main complaints is he's a great guy, but he's too short.
I would say in general, women aren't necessarily more or less attracted to men based off their body count, but if we're trying to propagate the healthiest and most successful institution of marriage, that's based off both partners being virgins until marriage.
Women choosing taller men is actually irrational. It's actually irrational. Jeff Bezos, it's actually irrational for you to do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why, for our preference, both of these preferences are based in evolution. But our preference actually still makes sense. Whereas the preference for tall men actually, and I'm saying this as a guy who's 6'2", the preference for tall men actually doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't. Once she has sex with Blake Griffin the first time, or Nick Cannon, or whoever, every man from that point afterwards, she compares to, or rather, she measures her value based on the fact that she fucked an NBA power forward. Now, every guy after that has to compare to the NBA power forward. And when he doesn't, because of his finances or his height or whatever reason, she has an easier escape route. It's easier to pull the ripcord and to get out because she's already knows that she could have sex with the guy in her mind. Maybe she can change him. She can be the one to wife him up, or for her to be wifed up. And I see this several times where I have a lot of my female friends who are delusional, who live in Los Angeles, and they're saying, yeah, so-and-so, I used to date so-and-so. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I know him and his wife. I'm sure he fucked you. I have no doubt whatsoever. That dude never claimed you for 1 fucking second in his life. And I've seen this happen over and over again. And these girls legitimately defined their own attractiveness and their standard by some celebrity they had sex with.